around the world, and welcome to episode 42 of the Nerds United as One podcast. I am Paul English, and we have a great show for you tonight. I'm also joined by a great team that I'm going to introduce you. First of all, my co-captain, back for his first main show, and I have no idea how long, Mr. Caleb Tufts is return. Caleb, what's up?
Not much, guys. What's going on? Yeah, it's been a while. I know. I've been trying to get more regular, but again, scheduling work. But again, yeah, it's good to be back.
Indeed, we also have our other co-admin, Mr. Chris Miller. Chris, what are you doing?
Doing good, Paul. Doing good, Paul. I'm ready to travel to several. And we talk about the adventures of Jack Sparrow and his adventures to the seven seas.
Indeed. Mr. Jack Fern is also here. Jack, how you doing?
Good. Glad to be on this one because I've seen these movies.
Yes. As Chris alluded to, it is episode 2 of Saga month. I know it's a couple days late. We apologize. Scheduling kind of kept us from doing it the next few days. But as Chris alluded to, we will be discussing the Pirates of the Caribbean saga, a really great franchise that all of us love. So there's quite a bit to talk about. So let's jump right in with the first one, Curse of the Black Pearl. Now, I remember, I don't know if it was earlier this year or last year, but I stunned Caleb close to death when I said this movie was my all-time favorite popcorn movie, even better than even more so than the Avengers. I stunned him to the point where he said if he had Iron Man's blasters, he would blast my face. But I'm sorry, I just love this movie in terms of just fun. It is just such a fun movie. Everything about it, from the action sequence to the story. But what sets it apart is the theme song. I'm sorry, but this has my favorite movie theme of all time. I feel like a third grader jumping on my bed, swinging a sword, just going, yah! Every time I hear it, I just love it so much. So for all those reasons, I'm big shock. It's a better popcorn movie to me than the Avengers. So, yeah, I absolutely love the first Curse of Black Pearl. It's everything you want in a great popcorn movie. So that's what I think about it. Caleb, what about you?
It's definitely my favorite of the series. The series has definitely gotten worse as it went along, but yeah, definitely my favorite of the series, though, Paul, for sure. Overall, listen, is it my favorite movie? No. Is it? I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, listen, it introduced us to this character, brought in a whole new world, and it was just like a breath of fresh air. So overall, yeah, it's a great movie, and I love it. It's definitely my favorite of the series.
All right, Jack, what do you think about Curse of the Black Pearl?
No, I remember really liking it. It's kind of dark for a Disney movie, which was kind of interesting. This was before Johnny Depp went, every movie I'm going to be like Jack Sparrow and be a weird-ass character in every single movie. But back then it was good, and I remember liking it. But it's been a while since I've seen it.
All right, Chris, what about you?
No, definitely. This definitely is like great Disney entertainment. It's not just great Disney entertainment, great cinematic entertainment. I just like it's got great action sequences to it. It's just like a amazing sense of adventure to it. It's just like Johnny Depp is in one of probably his most career-defining role as this charismatic and devil-may-care-like character, who's become one of the great movie characters of all time, really. And it's just the movie it's a roller coaster, to say it in itself. I mean, had the movie not had Depp in the role, it would have been a far more inferior movie about him. It's just like the swagger in him. It's just almost like Han Solo in a sense, just in terms of that charisma he's got. He definitely makes this movie. Most certainly, just like, yeah, it's a little dark. It's a little bit more violent than your average Disney movie. It was the first to be rated PG-13, but yeah, but the direction is pretty solid. Gorbrick, is better than any other Jerry Bruckheimer production, most certainly, and of course, I'm not a fan of the score. The theme itself is pretty solid. It's pretty terrific. I mean, I enjoy it. Like I said, like I said, this is a terrific, it's great popcorn entertainment.
Absolutely. Did take a step backwards with Dead Man's Chest, I thought. While certainly not a bad movie, it didn't have like the same charm or sense of fun and imagination that the original one had. Like I said, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was an okay movie, but yeah, that was it definitely took a step backwards. Dead Man's Chest took a step backwards to me. Caleb, what about you?
Yeah, it's my second least favorite in the series. I mean, it's okay. But I mean, it has its moments. It's not great. The story's good because again, it is a continuation of the first one, and I mean, there isn't really much to say. I mean, it's a good movie, but if you compare it to the first one, it's not so great. So
Yeah, I completely agree. Jack, what about you?
I remember liking it. It was good. We had a good villain in Davy Jones, and then they ended it really cool with the Kraken showing up. Release the Kraken and him being eaten by the Kraken.
Hmm.
That's an interesting way to end a movie and set up for the next one. I mean, how cool is it to see a badass sea creature just destroying ships and eating people?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Chris, what about you?
Mm. Well, I thought it was a decent movie. I mean, is it as inventive or as original as the first film was? Not really. You know, I mean, Johnny Depp, I still think continues to kick it as a Jack Sparrow. You know, but you know, I mean, I thought like I said, the accuracy was greatest, wonderful as ever. You know, it definitely had that great just that terrific sense of adventure to it. But I just felt it dragged a bit in places. You know, it was I think a little too long. Maybe they could have trimmed about. It definitely had a lot of fat to it. At least they trimmed at least about 15 minutes or so. It could have been leaner and meaner, than it was. But like I said, it's an okay sequel. It's not as great as the first one is.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I know. I know. Sorry, let me rephrase that again. I don't get the hate that people give to At World's End, because I remember seeing it and I friggin' loved it. I mean, is it as good as the first one? No, but it's clearly a cut above Dead Man's Chest. It brought back it somewhat brought back the sense of wonder and fun and excitement of the first one, not to the same degree, not really, but action-packed. It was definitely, it was more fun, I thought. I love Dead Man's Chest. I think it's like the second best of them all. I mean, like I said, no, still not as good as the first, but big step above Dead Man's Chest. I absolutely loved At World's End, so I really never understood the hate it got. I thought it was fan-friggin-tastic. Great movie, and you know what? If it had ended with that, I would have been okay with it. I thought it was a great way to end the franchise. In fact, it should have ended there, but we will talk about that momentarily. But Caleb, what do you think of At World's End?
yeah, it's definitely my second favorite in the series. I thought it was really good. I thought it was more epic. It was more, bigger scale, if you will. I love the villain. I mean, I haven't seen these movies in a long time, so you have to forgive me on this one. But I think, it was great. I mean, like I said, it's my second favorite in the series, and it would have been a great way to end the trilogy. But they had to murph that up. So
Yeah, which we will discuss in a moment. Jack, what about you? At World's End.
I really liked it. I mean, you had Jack Sparrow winding up on the island after he killed, the Kraken. You found out about the new Davy Jones, and he took over the ship. So they kind of should have just ended the series with that. But we got to get a fourth movie, and now a fifth movie is coming.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Chris, At World's End, what'd you think?
It's definitely okay. It's a little few steps down from the first sequel. I mean, it's not as great. I mean, the action sequences, and, the performances, the music, and the special effects were, like I said, they were all fantastic. But the running time, it's just like it felt kind of plodding in a sense. It just, it's just like they had too much to go with. I felt the plot was kind of incomprehensible at times. and too convoluted. It was just really hard to follow. It's just like I just got really lost in some sense. It kind of feels bloated, because they pack so much into it unnecessarily. They put a lot of unnecessary threats. You could deal with
How do you know?
at least so much. But it's okay. But it definitely has. It has its problems. Like length is one of them. It's just like it just goes on for just like a damn long time. Like I said, cut like a big good 40 minutes, so it would have been a better, way better movie. But to me, it's okay.
Well, it also gave us Keith Richards as Jack Sparrow's father. How friggin' awesome was that? With the rock legend himself, Keith Richards as Jack Sparrow's father. Like, hell yeah. Dude, yes. All right. Yeah, I think we all could have agreed they should have ended off the trilogy at World's End because it would have been a good way. Alas, they did it, and we have the shitfest known as On Stranger Tides, I think it is. Like, I hate so much, I don't even want to think of the subtitles. It's just bad. I mean, it doesn't have the same wonder and fun that the first one or even the third one had. Jack Sparrow, as much as I love him, without Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley, he's not the same guy. Penelope Cruz, I have no idea why she was there. Ian McShane fell flat as Blackbeard. It was just a bad movie. The whole mermaid subplot, the Fountain of Youth thing. I mean, they could have done so much with it, but God, I hated that movie. I really did. I don't even like talking about it. It's just that bad. So let's try and keep the ranting short a little bit if you can, unless you got something really funny to shit on it with. So, Caleb, I'll come to you. I mean, how bad was On Stranger Tides to you?
Oh, I mean, it's movie Paul. I mean, it's just so boring. Like, it's so boring. Like, there's nothing going on. Like, this is a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and I'm bored. Like, I don't even want to do anything. I just, it's so bad. And now they're making a fifth one. Like, just no. I'm just done with this franchise. I mean, literally, watch the first three movies because it ended after the third movie. That's it. So.
Yeah, and that's coming from two people who actually own the fourth movie because we have to.
Yeah.
All right, Jack, what about you?
I didn't really like it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It wasn't the same because you got rid of the other main people, Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. So you got rid of those characters, and it was just Jack Sparrow, and it just wasn't enough. You needed another story angle. You needed more characters that we cared about. Mm-hmm. And they could have done so much with the Fountain. I mean, it's the Fountain of Youth. It's so intriguing, and they really didn't do anything. And then they left, then he left, Penelope Cruz on the island, so it's like, well, we know she's going to come back at some point. It's like, oh, God, can we just end, they should have just ended it at the third movie.
Yeah.
But I have a little more faith in the fifth.
Why is that?
Because I think Orlando.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
What was that, Jack?
And I think that was one of the things that was missing, but I think he's coming back for the next one.
Ooh, Orlando Bloom?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope so. All right, Chris, what about you? What'd you think of On Stranger Tides, or did you hate it?
Man, oh my goodness. Why? I mean, I was just bored to fucking death. This movie is so terrible. Just the plot is uninteresting. It feels kind of convoluted. Jack Sparrow, despite as great as he is performed by Johnny Depp, you just needed more of a characters and to build more of a dynamic to him, perhaps the polar opposite, to his swaggering demeanor. Yeah, I kind of do miss Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. It's just like it just feels kind of mechanical and lifeless in a sense. It's just none of that fun, inventiveness, and originality that marked those first three movies. It's just like it's gone. And the Fountain Youth premise was pretty lame, and Black Year wasn't really a really good big one. It's just like they didn't really give it much effort. It's just like it feels, less. I mean, it's just at least the first three were entertaining, but this is just like this is unbelievable. I mean, it's just like it's pitiful actually. It's just like it's technically well made, but it's lacking. And just like it feels like a cartoon in a sense. It just feels so cheap. I hated that. I mean, Penelope Cruz kind of energizes it a bit, but it feels too much of a muchness. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like how they trimmed how it's much more, much more, it's much more shorter movie. It's not as long, as the sequels were, but it's just it doesn't match them. It doesn't match the first three.
No, it does not at all. So yeah, when is the fifth one coming out? Is it next year or 2017?
I think it's 20. Yeah, 2017.
July.
Right, so I did not know that Orlando Bloom was considering coming back. So you think with him coming back, and this fifth one might have a chance of being at least closer to what made the first one so great, or at least the third one good?
I have my
If he's in it, yes. If he's not, then no.
All right. That's pretty much sums it up. You need Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley in these movies to make them good. Otherwise, just stop. All right, guys. So with that, that's going to wrap up episode 42 of the Nerds United One podcast. Thank you all for being here. Chris, it was fun having you here.
That's it. It's great, Paulie. It's just great. I love doing these things with you guys. It's great doing this every week. It's always a pleasure.
All right. Jack, thank you for being here.
A lot of fun as always.
And Caleb, it was nice having you back for a main show.
Good to be back, guys. It's always fun to talk to my guys. So.
Yes, indeed. Next week, we are going to be discussing the Indiana Jones film, and if we do it when we are scheduled to, which is next Tuesday, November 17th, that is going to mark the 1-year anniversary of our very first official podcast. That's right. We've been on the air for a year now. I cannot believe that. So
wow.
We are going to try so that is going to double as an anniversary show. So in addition to talking Indiana Jones, we are also going to talk about a couple of our favorite moments of the past year. So we hope we get a large crowd for that. We hope we get a large audience for that. We hope you will join in to watch that. So we thank you, all the fans who supported us for this first year. We hope you'll be here for a long time to come. And hopefully we will see you next Tuesday. Happy late Veterans Day to all our veterans. Thank you for your service. We will see you all next week. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.
Mm-hmm.